What is going on, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode. This is the tool review episode. As many of you requested when I did a top 10 tools I wish I hadn't purchased, people wanted to see a top 10 of tools I'm glad I purchased. Now I'm going to do these in staggered videos. People will probably copy, as they always do, but I'm going to do this one as a top 10 tools under £30. However, most of them probably under a tenner. There's just one or two which bumps the price up a little bit. So we'll start off at number 10. Probably worth pointing out as well, this was a really hard video to make because there's so many tools under £30 I would recommend. But short of going across things like adjustable spanners and stuff, which screwdrivers, well, certain screwdrivers, they're much the same. I use the Baco adjustable spanners, long jawed ones as you've seen in the last video. Do I recommend them? Absolutely. Are they featured in this video? No. Right, kind of obscure ones ish. First up, number 10, less than a tenner, I do believe. I will put links in the description to all these products. I'm not endorsed by any one of them, but I just thought I'd help you out. So if it does, please consider subscribing. It's absolutely free, and give this video a like and give us some hype points. First up, drip stoppers. Now there's two different brands here. I'm not sure whose that brand is, but that is a genuine drip stopper. I had two of them. Now you'll have seen in my videos, I use these a lot for when I'm changing radiator valves or whatever. I shove them inside the radiator tail to stop the water coming out the radiator. You can just use a tissue rolled up, but I have in the past left that in. And it's caused me no world of pain. But also these can be used as tank bungs as well for your F&E tanks and your cold water storage systems, you know, where you blank the vent, blank the feed. They're the same size for that. They're kind of a carrot as what old plumbers used to use. But yeah, the drip stoppers, they are, as you can tell, well used and definitely in my top 10 tools under £30. After that, we have the Wera big flat-headed, slot-headed, whatever you want to call it, slotted should I say, screwdriver. And the reason why this ends up in here over all other screwdrivers is because it's a chisel driver. So it's got a metal end on for whacking it with a hammer. So I use this for taking up floorboards. I use this for taking out flat-headed screws, obviously, for like old radiators, and normally got flathead behind them. I use it as a pry bar, I use it for everything. And that's why that is in the top 10. It's class. Apparently we have got a lifetime warranty. However, I'm not sure how you'd get that, how you'd pursue that warranty, because I never see a rep other than when they're at trade shows. Not needed it, thankfully, yet. Probably the cheapest in this top 10 is a Regin, however you want to call it, slotted screwdriver. This is perfect for electrical work. The only downside to this is it's not, I can't remember what it's called, when they're rated for like 1000 volts. What's it called? Anyway, they've got that coating on it, so it's will protect you from getting electrocuted if you was to snip in into a cable. That again is not protected. That's the only downside to it, but it's about less than £3, I believe. The top spins, so when you're pressing down on it, it spins with you. So just a great cheap tool, perfect for electrical slotted connections. Next up, the Monument rad spanner or rad wrench. Such an underrated product, this. I'm not actually sure how many people know they exist. I've had this since I was an apprentice because my dad had one. However, his was metal. This is the upgraded version. Most of the time when you upgrade, when you change from plastic to metal or metal to plastic, it's not a downgrade, but because of what this is for, holding onto rad valves as you tighten them up, whereas a lot of people use grips, they grab onto it, damage the valve, or damage the paintwork on the valve, or scratch the chrome. That's what this is for. Again, when I bought it, it was way less than a tenner. I'm not sure how much it is now. I guess it would be around a tenner. Monument rad wrench, class bit of kit to have. Another brilliant product for probably less than a tenner is a Plumbtub. Absolutely fantastic. Now this has been through the wars. It's even been CT1'd up down there because I dropped a red hot end feed fitting into it after I'd removed it off a pipe. Plumb-tub, you've got your 10mm, so it'll slot around a 10mm pipe as you drain down the radiator or whatever. 15 and 22, you hardly ever use a 22. That one's battered, but a fantastic bit of kit for any plumber to have on the van. Absolutely love it. Next up, we'll go with the box spanners. You're definitely going to need these. You don't need a Knipex kit. We've had this discussion. We just have had this discussion in the last video. These things will do most taps. You've got your basin, your bath, and 6 different sizes for your monoblock taps. Cheap and cheerful, but most of the time I will use these over even the Today's Tools kit. That'll get me out of the shit occasionally, but 90% of the time I'm using these lot. A compression spanner. So you've got your nut there, which is 32mm I believe, for doing 22mm nuts, and then you've got your bottom one, which is 24mm for doing 15mm nuts. I've not always owned one of these. I've probably only owned this for the last 2 or 3 years because I always used to use adjustables. However, once you get used to this, especially when you're working on boilers or installing boilers, you can switch from the 22mm to the 15. Doesn't really fit Worcesters very well though, I must point that out. It's a fantastic bit of kit, and again, around a tenner. Well worth keeping in your toolbox. I've even seen some people who've cut them in half so they make them short and stubby. They've even ground down the edges to make them fit in to tight areas, but I've never needed to do that. That's Nerad, I believe, that one. So as much as the hate they got in the last video, I'm giving you a positive for this, if it's yours. Now these are actually what bumped the price right up, and they are the Knipex cobras. Absolutely mint grips. I used to use backhoe ones, but now I'm on these. Part number for the long 300 ones is 8701300. Part number for the 180s is 8701180. These things will grip on to anything. The teeth are just so aggressive, should I say. You won't want to grip onto anything chrome, but to hold things, absolutely love my cobras. Definitely best grips on the market in my opinion. These are relatively new to the industry, probably about 5-6 years, but a folding bucket. You can get these under pretty much anything. It doesn't matter whose brand it is. This is a Viva one. Got it free from the installer show, but you can get them on Amazon for like £6. Yeah, I used to use any, to be honest. They don't last huge amounts of time, probably 12 months, and they start getting a hole in, or you rip a hole in it by throwing something in or whatever. But a folding bucket, absolutely brilliant to have. I use mine all the time. I don't even own any proper buckets anymore, just use the folding ones. Last but not least is probably my most asked about tool on any of the videos I post. It is the mini grease gun. It is tiny, it's from Amazon, it's about 13 quid posted. It's absolutely mint. I don't know, the reason why I use this is because when you have a tub of silicone grease, you're dipping your finger in it, you're smearing it on, you're normally using an excessive amount, and let's be fair, silicone grease isn't actually that cheap if you look. It's not a cheap product. And then what do you do with it afterwards? You wipe it on your pants. Whereas this, you can precisely put it where you want it. You only use as much as you need, should I say, so it's not wasteful, and it's just a nice place to keep it. You're not getting silicone grease all over your fingers. Now they're a pain to fill up. You have to obviously undo the top. I don't know how much is in this. You've got a crappy fibre washer there. You've got to stab a flat-headed screwdriver or something down to the bottom to push the plunger down. Then you fill it in with like a teaspoon, keep tapping it down to get it to the bottom and try and clear out the air. And then after you've done, you wind the top back on, but not fully tight, and you get a flat-headed screwdriver, push up the plunger, and you'll hear the air oozing out, and you'll start seeing it come out around the sides. And then you have to give it a bit of a pump squirt, and it'll start coming out. So filling them up, it's not hard, but I've had that years, and that is why it's the number one for my most favourite tool, and definitely worth it for the money. This video has been so hard to make, so hard, because there is so many tools for under £30 that I would recommend. For instance, these only just missed out on the list, and it's Plumb thumbs. Great, they're about £6 for locking off radiators, ready for carrying it down, keeping them safely. You can even pick up radiators with these, I believe. They only just missed off on the list. It was so hard to do. However, this is a top 10 tools for under £30. I didn't want to go out there and put a top 10 tools for plumbers and the press gun be on there at over £1,000. That's not realistic, is it? So I'll try and do them in stages. The next video might be top 10 plumbers tools for under £100, and so on and so forth. So if you've got some money left over for Christmas and you want something off my list, then just go and buy it. And all the products I've done in this video I recommend. So I hope you've enjoyed this one as much as the top 10 tools I dislike. However, I can't see it performing as well as that. Thanks for watching. It's absolutely Baltic out here. I'm getting inside. I'll catch you on the next one.